Yes. Hey, peace, fam. Y'all knew I was coming, right? When did know something off and talk about this? Now, listen, I really wanted to talk about this from like yesterday. Matter of fact, I think this drama might be like 3 or 4 days deep, but I just never got a chance to do a video. And so this week when I started work, I was like, damn, my schedule's full, which is a blessing. I'm not going to complain, but I didn't have any gaps in my schedule. So in my work schedule. So I was like, damn, I can't go live. And I haven't had time to record anything. Ciao. Okay, first full disclaimer. My son is sleeping, so I have my little child monitor here. So I don't think he will wake up. He should be good for a while, but if he does, then I gotta go and then I'll finish it in a recorded video. But child, have y'all been keeping up with this shenanigans? Um, Now what's really wild is that I'm gonna be honest. I'm subscribed to both Storm and Sean Davie Way. The first thing that happened, I'm gonna go in the order that I watched the videos, in the order that things popped off. And there are some things I don't know, but I will be as honest as I can. This has just got my head spinning because I was just like, it just feels like a whole, what is it, a melee? When everybody jumps in the ring, that's what it feels like. It feels like a melee. And so I have some notes, but they're not like pressure cooker top quality notes. I'm gonna try my best. But if you've watched this and there are discrepancies or you have additional things to add, feel free to jump in the chat and add them. Okay, because this is a mess. Okay, so first of all, where do I start? The first thing I watched was Storm had did a review on Armon Wiggins dragging Tasha K. Now here's what I don't know. I don't know what happened to make Armon get mad and drag Tasha K because I don't watch Armon. I don't like him. I don't like his energy. I'm not subscribed to him. Like there's just whenever I pick up a certain pattern with people, I just stop watching them. So, I've seen a lot of misogyny, a lot of what I feel like to be like just like hate, like futurism and hating on black women. So I just stopped watching him. So I was watching Storm. And I was like, this is interesting. I didn't know him and Storm had become, well, not friends, but like I didn't know that they had squashed their beef because I don't be watching people like that. Just catch videos here and there. So I'm listening to Storm's video, and it was a very messy video, y'all. This is the first one that I watched in the series. So he's reviewing what Armon did. First of all, Armon dragged the absolute dog shit out of Tasha K. And it was actually very bitter. But what do you expect from Armon? It was pretty bad. I feel like he brought her kids up, and then Storm did as well. It was pretty bad. I didn't watch it on Armon's channel. I watched it on Storm's channel. And I was there. I was even in the chat. I was in the chat and I was like, wow, this is bad. And, he's a bitter person. Because y'all know I just tell y'all the truth. I'm just going to be honest about how I respond to things. And so, some of the people were like, he's going too far. And then Storm was just cheering it on. Now, we do know that Storm has a history with Tasha K. He became her mentee after Armon and Tasha fell out. Okay, he filled in those shoes after that, and so him and Armon has essentially been arch nemesis for years. And then all of a sudden, after he fell out with Tasha, I guess him and Armon are cool now. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not tracking like that. So, child, he's in there, and it took me a while to realize he's cheering Armon on. He's low key cheering Armon on for saying these crazy things about Tasha K. And again, don't know what set him off. I don't know. I don't watch Tasha K either. I just haven't in a while. I haven't paid attention to her. So I know she's touring and stuff like that. So I'm like, what could Armon be possibly this upset about? Then I had noticed that Storm started. This is where I dropped out the chat. I noticed that Storm started to share, like, talk about her kids. He was saying that her daughter cussed out Tasha K. Tasha K's daughter cussed her out. And then he started like talking about their sex life because he used to live there. He used to live with Tasha K. Let's just say at the mansion. In my head, it's like this mansion. And then he was just it was getting very cringe for me, because I'm like, I know y'all fell out, but some of this is a bit much. You have to know how to use discretion. It's not about protecting people you're mad at. It's just like, it makes you look bad when you share certain information. It makes you look bad, not the other person. And so he's saying these things, and I'm like, bruh, like, I know that you and her fell out, but some of this stuff was weird. And this is what I have to say as a side note. I noticed that every time Tasha K gets ready to choose one of her little mentees, it's always a male, and it always appears to be allegedly a gay or bi-curious male. We're just going to say that. Now, here's why I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up because, you know what, Tasha? It hasn't been women that's been exposing your business. It's been all these men that you have decided to make, your right-hand men. And now they're out here dragging all your business, upon Front Street. And it's just, I just think it's interesting when women don't give other women opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's her reason for that, but it kind of reminds me of Wendy Williams. Like, one time back in the day when I was watching Wendy Williams, Wendy went on vacation, y'all, and she put, I want to say his name is Brandon. I forget his last name. It was a white man. She put a white man in charge of her show. It wasn't because he was white. That's not why I'm complaining about it. I'm just saying, Wendy, your brand is you're a black woman who has this dope talk show, and you're going to hand it off to Brandon, whatever his name is. I don't remember. Like, it was just weird. It just felt like, oh, I don't want nobody else to have no shine. I don't want nobody else that looks like me. It's fear and insecurity. That's just my 2 cents. I think it's very interesting. There's nothing wrong with having diversity, but I think it's weird that Tasha K has passed the baton on to all these gay black men that just did that. Apparently she did them dirty too. Let's keep it a buck. But that's just put her business on Front Street when they fall out, okay? In very horrible ways. Like I said, Storm's up there talking about her sex life, and I just think that's weird. You live with somebody, have some decency and respect. So anyway, he's joining Armon, and then Armon has spilled some tea about King Pain, somebody else I don't watch. Now, this is all alleged. Okay, this is not my words. This is what was coming out of the video. Per Armon, okay, in Storm's video. Oh, shoot, I just realized I had the comments on. Armon said in the video that King Pain had, okay. Wow. That's wild. That is wild. Thank you, Jay. That is, and I believe it. Armon said in the video that King Pain allegedly had, I don't know, he must have had foster children, and that he was alleging that there was some inappropriate sexual behavior that happened between him and the foster children. We don't know if this is true. If anybody knows that this is true, because if it is true, that's reportable. But that's another story. And then he also said that, what did he say? He's just collecting checks. I don't know any information about who these kids are, how old they are, and again, whenever people say stuff like this, when you're just mad at people, it really just reveals who you are, because did you report that? If that's true, and these are minor children, Armon, did you report that? Or do you only care that these kids are getting R-worded because you're mad at King Pain? These people are disgusting. This is why, see, other than the fact that I've been busy, it's just a lot of stuff that I sit back and I'm just like, yo, social media really attracts the worst of the worst sometimes. But anyway, I digress. So, he's on there saying all kinds of stuff. And if that's true, it's very disturbing. Hey, Chocolate Bay. This is my bro right here. I love me some Chocolate Bay. Child, it's just a mess. Okay. And we're going to get into, if we get far enough, I'm going to get into another video at the end. Armon was extremely detailed. Where would he get that kind of information? Also, Storm came out the closet addressing his comments. I absolutely agree with Jay. And we're going to touch on that, Jay, because I did think that Storm came out the closet in a couple videos, whether he recognized it or not. And it's no shade to him. I just don't understand why he just can't be honest. At the very least, I think Storm is bi-curious, or he's bi. Like, Storm, I'm not buying that you're a heterosexual man, okay? And it's no shade. It's just, live your truth. But that's another story. We're going to get into that and why I think that. So Armon is saying all this stuff about Kingpin. And like I said, I really don't like Armon. I really don't. I just think he just has a very, you know, I feel like there's no lightheartedness there. He's just heavy and with the evil and bitterness. I don't like it. And so I don't watch him. And so he's saying all this stuff. Like, I don't even remember. It was crazy, y'all. Go back to the first video where Storm reviews this, or you can go to his channel if you watch Armon. And it was very bad. Like, he dragged Tasha K for filth. Even Storm was shocked. Even Storm was shocked because of how bad Armon was dragging Tasha K. And he has dragged her before, but he really dragged her. And Armon is evil. He waited, unfortunately, to expose Kingpin. Exactly. I absolutely agree with you. And this is what I'm saying. You know, if this is true, you know, you're just as wicked because you don't care about these kids. And it's a lot of people. Let me tell you something. It's a lot of people that be out there. They know that kids are getting harmed, and they just use it as leverage, you know, to drag people when they're mad. It's just sad. It's very sad. But yeah, if that shit is true, he better have called it in. Didn't Armon, what industry? No, I think he was in communications. I think he was in communications before he did YouTube. Because I'm like, this is trashity, trash. So anyway, that's part one. Okay. So Storm said, like, revealed all this stuff. You know, he was spilling more Tasha K's business from when he lived with her. What else? Let me see in my notes here. Oh, it talked about Tasha K's hair, that she get a perm every 2 weeks. I don't know why I thought that shit was funny. Okay. I don't know why it was so funny to me. It was just, what else? Was Armon calling Tasha K ugly? See, these are the things that bother me. I feel like when it comes to, because Storm did this to Sean Davie Way, and we're gonna get to it, but why do I feel sometimes like when black people want to come for other black people, if they're not light-skinned, they're ugly? Tasha K is not ugly, and neither is Sean Davie Way. Like, let's just stop. Let's just cut the bullshit. It doesn't matter how I feel about Tasha K. Okay, that woman is not ugly. Okay, and she's well put together. Now, you might not like all her outfits and all this, that, and the third, but it's just like, that's weird to me when people just do stuff like that. I just think that's strange. Just like Storm going in on Sean saying he's ugly, and I'm like, Storm, you think just because you're light skinned that you're automatically good looking? No, ma'am, no, sir. But anyway, we're gonna keep going. So yeah. So he just was spilling mad tea. So baby, then I guess in Armon's drag video, he had also, because Armon was using code names. You know, he doesn't like to, from when I used to watch him, I don't watch him now, I noticed that he doesn't like to give shine to anybody that he's fallen out with, whether that be Wiley, whether that be, except for Tasha K. He'll say her name 111 times. But he mentioned, I think he mentioned, like I said, he mentioned Kingpin because he made those allegations. And who else was he bringing in there? Damn, it just slipped my mind. But anyway, I think it was Sean. I think Sean Davie Way came up. And this is where Sean Davie Way's name did come up. And here's where. Y'all know that there was a panel that was happening. It was a panel. Well, I'm missing comments. I'm going to make sure I read them, guys. There was a panel in the recent months that had Sean on it. It was all Tasha K's like camp. And what I mean by camp is I think it was even held on her channel at times. Like, I'm thinking Tasha K must have produced it. And then there were multiple YouTube content creators from time to time who was on this panel. I think I saw like one episode, maybe 1.5, and I just lost track of it and I forgot. Yeah, you know how I found out? Because of Sean. I saw Sean had posted it. And so one day I went over there and I was like, okay, this is okay. And then I just forgot about it. So Armon was dragging the panel and he was saying they're not like him and they can't do it like him. And he was just saying all this stuff and he was dragging Sean. And I guess that was when Storm piggybacked and made a comment when he was reviewing the video. So Sean came back and it was like, okay, so I thought Sean's video was funny. Sean came back at him. It was the same video that Sean did talking about Miss Netta. And he started by addressing Storm, who he calls Stormisha, and he was very mad. Now, here's my thing. I do think there's a little hypocrisy here because I'm almost positive that Armon did, in fact, mention Sean Davie Way in a not good light. The only person he liked from the panel that Armon said was Bondi Blue. And I don't remember all the people from the panel. Like I said, I think I seen it one time, maybe one and a half times. But Armon, I could have sworn he mentioned Sean Davie Way. That was how he came up. So why aren't you, Sean? Why are you just mad at Storm? I think that you could have been mad at him too, at what's his face too, Armon. So Sean's point in his initial video was, why is Storm throwing his hat in the ring? Why is Storm trying to tag team with Armon against Tasha K? Tasha K don't need no help. Now that might be true. Tasha K doesn't need any help. However, not Tasha K, I'm sorry. Armon doesn't need any help in this fight. And so I didn't really look at it as Storm helping Armon, because again, I didn't even know they were cool until Sean started dragging him. I didn't really look at it as Storm trying to help Armon. I think it was just more solidarity because they both have experienced a not good situation ending with her. And I think he gravitated towards Armon after that, despite the fact that Armon had repeatedly shared all these things previously. So that's kind of how I saw it. But Sean was like, oh, you should have stayed out of it. And then Tasha was in there. And here's what I thought was so funny, y'all. You know what I thought was hilarious? I have seen both of these men become guard dogs for Tasha K. When Storm was under the tutelage of Tasha K, Storm used to come out here and say the most horrible shit about women. And it wasn't just for Tasha K, but when she was beefing with somebody, he would come out here. I seen him drag the filth out of, what is that woman's name? One of these T-Talk peoples, I don't remember. It was somebody that Tasha was beefing with, and Tasha sick in front of that lady. And when I tell you he was on her head, it was horrible. And I had noticed that then. Because y'all see, here's the thing. I actually knew about Storm Monroe when he had 38 subscribers. When I started doing YouTube, I was doing in my old channel, not this one, I was doing reviews on Love and Hip Hop and all them other ratchet shows. And then I just got tired and I said, forget it, to hell with it. And Storm started out like that. Before he was with Tasha K, he was doing reviews. So I found out about him through the algorithm because his videos would pop up. You know how YouTube works. So anyway, that's how I found out about Storm. And so it was weird later on when I saw him like attacking people, like, what are you doing? On behalf of Tasha K. And then here comes Sean. I felt like even though Sean was responding initially about things that Storm said, I also felt like Storm was being Tasha's attack dog because he was like waiting for Tasha to give him the okay. And that is weird for me to see from Sean because I view Sean as very independent. Like since he's been on YouTube, I kind of feel like Sean has just always done his own thing. Yes, he's been with people and he collabs with people, but I've never really saw him looking for permission from somebody. So that was kind of weird. It was kind of weird, but apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I was listening to a video and they said that Sean and King Payne both have contracts with Tasha K. If you guys know this to be true, please let me know in the chat. And we're going to take a break to read comments in a second before we move on. But so I'm like, is that why he's acting like that? Tasha K must really, when Tasha K pays these write these checks, they must be crazy ass checks because people be doing the absolute most. People be doing the absolute most. And I'm just like, this is not like him. Like he usually will just drag because he wants to. So anyway, Tasha K was in the chat, and this is another thing I see. Why is she always at the center of chaos? I did feel bad for her when Armon was dragging her. And I did feel bad for her when Storm was exposing her personal business. But then I saw her ass in the chat, Ray and cheering Sean on, which isn't, whatever, they're in cahoots. But I'm just like, y'all used to drag each other. Y'all remember when Sean used to drag Tasha K's gold shoes and call them roach stompers? He used to call her Transrena. Like, Sean Davie Way used to drag Tasha K for filth. I know I'm not the only one that remembers. Now, people can make up and stuff, but it's just too much fake stuff that goes on here. It really is so much fake. Like, it's just hard. It would be hard for me to trust people because you just never know. You never know when these people are going to become besties. So anyway, before I get into the rest of Sean's video, I'm going to read some comments, but Sean did respond and he was saying all this stuff and he was mad. he was mad that that Storm made that video and he was going in on him. And he said, I have all kinds of receipts and videos. And child, that's what we're going to get to next. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Storm lives in Atlanta. You can't be serious. And what straight man makes OnlyFans and only exactly peeing previews and no sexual female intercourse. Yeah, I heard he had an OnlyFans, and I don't know what the content was, but that was my guess. I'm just like, again, no shade to you, Storm. No, like, this isn't me being mean to you. I just don't know why you just can't be honest, because you know, it almost, does anybody else feel like he's almost switched up his persona lately? And what I mean by that is he's tried to appear more like heterosexual, because I think there's this woman, I can't figure out if they're dating or, again, none of my business, but I don't know why he tries so hard. Like, it's okay, Storm, you could be bi or gay. Like, just be honest. Sean Davie Way he dragged the dog shit out of him. It was crazy. Like, it was pretty bad. Yeah, Storm's not fooling nobody. Chocolate Bay, Storm is funny. Just got an impressive size. His attitude makes him unattractive. He does have a very interesting attitude. I bet 1K he has been signing NDAs to keep them from talking. That's what I'm wondering, how nobody has outed him yet. Not that I think that that's cool, but it must be that. Storm was never seen with women or kissing or dating. Ciao. Hey, Simple Living. Big up to Simple Living. Hey, Pressure in chat. Chaos Demons love drama. Yes, they do. They sure do, Simple Living. What are they fighting over? Who can fit a box of tampons between them? Lovely one. I've missed you. You a trip. He's extremely different and seems angry. Yeah, he does seem very angry. That's a good point, Chocolate Bay. That has changed, and he shifted a bit. And it just seems a little bit disingenuous. And I think more of it got revealed in the last couple videos, and I'm gonna get to that if I can. Hopefully, if I have time. I thought him and Love Jones were dating. I thought so too. That's the is that the black woman? She's cute. She got cute little curly fro, and you know, whatever. I thought they were dating and stuff, but I'm trying to stay on topic because there's some stuff I want to say that I'm like, Storm. Yeah, sure. We're not going. So, yes. So I think she's a YouTuber. I've never watched her stuff, but she seemed cute. And I was like, okay, are they together? And this is why I was like, oh, maybe he's bi, you know. I've never not thought that, you know, I don't know. I don't know why Storm's trying to fool people, but let me read Loving One, then we can get back to the comments here, because you know my ADHD ass. Listen, we got bigger fish to fry. Where's the fight? We're fighting Project 2025. Yes, Lovely One, you're right. We ain't got time for the girls fighting in the bathroom. And you're right. You're absolutely right. And if I have time, I'm going to come back this week with a political video, because y'all know I like to talk shit. Anyway, let's move on. So back to Sean Davie Way's video. He was so angry. He was going at Storm. And he dragged him for a good bit before he got into the meta commentary. Now, here's what came back out in Sean's video that I had forgotten. Sean accused Storm of not liking black people. And Sean basically was like, look, I got a treasure trove of videos of you and a whole bunch of stuff. Right now, I don't know or remember what those things are. Hey, Eclectic Soul, thanks for being here. And it was really crazy because he was just like, you think I forgot? You think somebody forgets? I have them, right? And then Sean said, you don't like black people. And Sean reminded us that when Storm had initially came on YouTube, I don't know if it was in this video or the other video, but Sean reminded us that Storm's mentor prior to Tasha K was Tommy Mother Truckin' Sotomayor. Now, I'm not going to get into that because he just makes my head hurt. I'm not going to run up my blood pressure over him. But I can't stand that man for obvious and very good reasons. And I was very shocked, and I had forgotten that he was actually, and this is like no lies, he was linked to Tommy Sotomayor. Like, it was confirmed a while ago. I don't remember who it was and under what context, but I do remember that I watched a confirmed video where Storm Monroe, okay, was all about Tommy Sotomayor. And I was very surprised, given the content that he made, given the population that he was trying to appeal to. This is something else I want y'all to pay attention to. Not everybody that be making content that seems like it's for a certain community, that don't mean they like your ass. That doesn't mean they like your ass. Now, it is YouTube. You're not best friends with content creators, but it's just, some of it feels a bit deceptive, right? Now, first, Sean was making fun of the fact that Storm only had white friends, and I don't know where Storm went to school and where he grew up and why that was relevant. Maybe he grew up in an area that there wasn't a lot of black people. But then this is where it got me, because he was playing a recording. I think this was in the second video. He was playing a recording, and it seemed like Storm was like admitting to feeling more comfortable around white people. And I thought that was strange. It was very interesting. It was very, very interesting. But here's the kicker, guys. After Sean said that, Storm Monroe came back with a video, and it was so cringeworthy. He was so angry. He started the video with a string of 5th grade curse words. And then he proceeded to call Tasha K, Sean Davie Way, I'm going to forget who else, somebody else, not just all types of bitches and hoes, but the hard N-word, okay? N-word with the ER at the end. And I think he did this at least 4 times. It wasn't just one time. He did this multiple times. You already know how I feel about this. Okay, I've seen people in the beef sector. When I used to watch the beef sector, there are a few people who, when they get mad, they be like, you nigger bitch, and just weird shit that I'm like, you're weird. Why are you saying this shit? Like, you actually mean it. It's very strange. And I don't respect anybody that does that, because it's just like, why are you making that differentiation? You clearly mean it. You clearly mean it, because I've heard you use the soft G, the soft A. Why are you doing this? Like, there's some kind of self-hatred going on here. And so he said that shit mad times, y'all, in the video. And he said a whole bunch of other shit in the video. And it was pretty crazy. I watched it twice because I was like, is this real? And it was so bad that it got flagged. I don't know who flagged him. I don't think it was Sean. I think it was Sean's followers. His video got flagged and taken down, guys. But what stood out to me was that Storm, you took the bait. Sean accused you of not liking black people. And you just went ahead and you just proceeded to sign that check by going ahead and calling them hard ER. Like, it was really crazy. I was just like, yo, you sound crazy. You just proved his point. Sean didn't even have to play old videos. You proved his point that you don't like black people. And it was so wild. It was the vitriol. It was just the disdain behind him saying it. He wasn't just saying it. He was like, he meant it, guys. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. He meant it. And then it reminded me, oh, this makes sense, because again, it's Tommy Sotomayor, and he was calling Tasha nigger bitches. It was really, like, guys, it was bad. And so a lot of people, here is the gag. See, Storm actually has good people in his camp. Do you know many of his subscribers were in the comments like, bro, take this shit down. Like, this is not going to age well. Before it was flagged, they were telling him to take it down. They were like, and they were calling him out about using Nigger. A lot of people did. Did Storm listen? No, he did not. Okay? No, he did not. And so his video got flagged, and I think it really just hurt him more than anything, because it just proved what Sean was saying. There was some other stuff he said too that was interesting, but it was just like, oh shit, like, you're embattled, like, my dude. Like, there's some stuff, like, Storm needs therapy, because it was just weird watching it. It was like an utter meltdown. Now, here's the thing. I'm not calling it a meltdown because he was mad and he was cussing people out. People do that every day on YouTube. Let me be clear. it was not because he was cussing them out or retaliating. I think that despite the fact that we may be composed at times, sometimes people push our buttons. Hell, I have done videos, they not up no more, where I have like really unraveled and really went off because somebody fucked with me. But then I took that shit down because that's not my regular everyday. That's not true to who I am. And it was just weird watching him because it was like, what are you trying to prove? It was very interesting. It was very interesting watching him and seeing him unravel. And his people were telling him, which is what they're supposed to do. When you have good people in your life and in your camp, they're going to tell you, take that shit down. Tamar, this don't look good. Take it down. And that's what they were doing. And so shout out to the subscribers who was telling him, you know, you really shouldn't be saying this. Oh, perhaps you should use, you should not have been using NIGGER. You know, people were trying to get him together and he didn't listen. He didn't listen. And so it was very sad watching him. It wasn't the drag. It was just, it wasn't even good. It was really, really bad. It was really bad. And then I feel like it's also, I feel like Storm has done a good job at trying to stick to the script. And what I mean is, whatever his content is, he tries to like deliver the content within that context. I think this is something that him and some of those other people have mastered that people in the beef sector haven't mastered. What do I mean by that? You know, when I watch people like Sean and Storm, and I'm trying to think, like, there's other people, they're able to deliver the content and stay within the context of what they're doing. It still needs to match. They're not going off script. Whereas what Storm did after that, then he did a video with Rico. He did a video with Rico Reports from the beef sector talking about disgusting shit, literally shit. And it was really weird and it was really gross. And he was talking about Wiley, and then he was trying to bring, I'm not going to say the name because it actually made me mad. I'm like, why don't y'all leave him alone? He's minding his business. Then they try to bring other people into it that didn't have nothing to do with it. And then, you know, these people are just minding their business, trying to live their life. And this is what I can't stand about the beef sector, which is why I stopped watching. Because it's just like the same shit over and over. I'm like, we've heard this before. Why are you on Storm Monroe's platform? Why don't you have any shame? What if something like that happened? Why are you so quick to run over that song and go talk about how you did have sex with somebody and then Didi Panyo? Like, it was just really disgusting. Like, I was sick to my stomach because it was just like, why is this front page news? And then, and the other thing with Rico is just, you know, I don't even care. He's gonna get mad. I don't give a fuck because I don't watch him. Rico is just a disgusting person. Like, I have seen screenshots of Rico's Vaseline container with fecal matter in it. He's just a gross person. I've tried to have compassion for him, but he always ends up doing gross and cringy shit. You know, I've tried to like it's just, Rico, you're your own worst enemy. This is the type of shit you want to go away. Why would you go on a platform with 300,000 people to tell them that you had sex with Wally and XYZ happened? Nobody wants to know that. It wasn't a pleasant experience. It wasn't a loving experience. It was fucking gross. I was grossed out. And then Storm, here's what you did that made yourself, really played yourself. Not only did you try to highlight this content and bring other people into it that didn't have anything to do with it, but Storm, remember that persona that I had told you guys that he's been playing, that he's been trying to shift into, that he's been trying to trick people into lately? Storm, that mask fell off in that Rico video because you were asking about Rico's size, if his peen had a hook in it. You were asking questions that no heterosexual man would ask. And this is not me shaming you. This is just dead ass. Why? And then not only did he ask these questions, they weren't even in a professional manner. It was like he was like getting excited. It was like, yo, so tell me about this. So it wasn't like, you know, like from an interviewer perspective where you're like, oh, you know, let's get the tea. It was just like, Storm, do you need a bottle of lotion? Do you need to go relieve yourself in the closet? Because you're asking these questions for yourself. You're not asking these questions because you're spilling tea. Like, it was weird and it was so gross and I was so disgusted. And I was just like, get this shit off my screen. Like, what did I just listen to? Even though I have heard the story before, but I've never heard it in such graphic details. I didn't need to know that. Again, I didn't need to be reminded of that. What point did you prove? You just played yourself. Both of y'all played yourself. Rico, you played yourself. You made yourself sound dirty because you went up in there raw. Okay. In the first place, none of y'all having safe sex. Like, the shit is like, it's so crazy to me. Not having safe sex, bragging about it. Okay. Then, Storm thinks that he's, making Wiley look stupid. You're not making Wiley look dumb. Wiley does that all the time by himself. Wiley is a damn fool. And what? This is old news. This is old tea. Like, it just felt like he deviated from his script. Like, it's like whatever happened with him and Sean, I don't know if it just hurt his ego. I don't know what it was, but he was really off script that day. And it was very weird. After the whole hard ER video, then he did the Rico video. And I was just like, what is the purpose of this? This is absolutely gross. And I don't care who want to get mad. I'm just being dead ass. Like, some things you keep to yourself. Just like I don't want to hear about, and it has nothing to do with gay or straight. I don't want to hear about those women who go over to Dubai and get shitted on for $20,000. They're trash too. Anybody who derives pleasure from fecal matter being anywhere up on them, you're weird and you're gross and get the fuck out of my orbit. I don't give a fuck who wants to get mad. Like, that's fucking gross. That's weird. That is so weird. It was so crazy. I should have seen him. He was like asking all kinds of questions. And I'm like, this is so inappropriate. Like, that's it's also rapey. Like, I think if you're interviewing somebody, why are you asking them about their genitals? Like, I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna reverse it. Okay. If I was in his chair as a woman and some man was asking me, like, about my vagina, like, I would be very offended and I would take that as sexual harassment. Even if a woman did, unless it's for the purpose of sexual education, or the topic is, this is what it is. This is that type of show. Why are you asking me these questions? That's weird. I think it's very inappropriate, and I think it's a little rapey. Talking about is there a hook in it and shit like that. Like, bro, you ain't fooling nobody. Okay? You're not fooling anyone. So anyway, that was just, let me read these comments. I was just like, what is going on? How did we get from Armon dragging Tasha K to Storm responding, to World War III on YouTube? And I haven't even watched King Pain because, first of all, I don't watch him. He's never really been my cup of tea. The only thing that I think is funny is when he says, and it's silly too, whatever, period to the period or whatever. Back in the day, I've watched a video or two of his, but now that these allegations are out here, if this is true, I hope you get reported, my dude. Like, I hope that you come out here and you prove that this is false. Just like, Storm alleged that Sean Davie Way beat up his mom. I don't know that happened. We need receipts, okay? Because what? And Sean denied it. He denied that that's true. Because Sean was like, I don't put my hands on any woman, So I don't know. If you're going to drag and make fun of people, make sure it's real. Make sure it's real stuff. Making accusations about people being, child molesters and stuff, like, that shit is serious. Like, I really hope that Armon didn't just flippantly put that out there, because if that's real, it's very disturbing and action needs to be taken. So I'm gonna read these comments. Okay. I'm trying to think if I had anything else, but I was just disturbed. I was very disturbed, and I was like, Storm, you're unraveling. You're unraveling. What the hell is this shit? And all the beef sector people was up in the chat. Like, when I was watching the replay of that, all of them was up in there. Like, y'all never heard the story 11 times. Y'all heard this story so many times, but y'all showed out. Y'all showed out. This is crazy. Anyway, Love Jones got to be an image thing. Yeah, and I just don't know why. I don't know why he needs to fake the funk. Armon is angry and embarrassed also. Yeah, they all look crazy. Real talk, they all look cray cray. Every last one of them. Some less than others. Now Sean looks a little bit less crazy, but also I think there's some hypocrisy there. Because like I said, Sean, why don't you also call her Armon? Because I'm pretty sure he mentioned your name. Okay. Yeah, I know I keep it real over here. Eclectic Soul said, I don't think Storm is yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I think he will do anything for money, including sell his sexuality. Okay, that's a good point. I do think Eclectic Soul is making a good point there. It is possible that he's just will do whatever to get the coin. I could believe that too. I could definitely believe that because I see people on here all the time. Eclectic Soul, nah, I've seen Storm in a whole black shiny latex suit looking like a hard turd after drinking J. Wilson ballerina tea for weight loss. I'm so mad at Lovely One. Lovely One, go to bed. I missed this live. Simple Living said, I heard some channel had a strike now behind that awful video he did about Tasha. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. And that's the thing, you know, as a woman, like I said, I don't know what Tasha Gay did to make any of these people mad recently, but I feel like for what they were doing, it can't be that bad. You know, it's just weird. And Sean did drag, I forgot to say that Sean did drag Storm for revealing Tasha K's sex life. And he was like, you're living at this house and you're just listening in on the wall. And that apparently Storm did the same thing with Chelsea and Vontae, but I don't remember his name. That's just him. He just listens in on stuff. Child, what a weirdo. Simple it does. All of them did. Yeah, they all look crazy. I don't care what nobody said. And I like some of them, but it was just they all went too far. All went too far. I don't like people talking about people's kids. It's just, you're doing too much. Storm does though. He said it was more than once. Storm doesn't like blacks, and I really believe that. I really believe that Storm does not like black people. Like I did not remember that shit until Sean brought it back to my attention, and I was like, you know what? After this meltdown video, yeah, we're done. Like, because it's just people are just such grifters on YouTube. Like they will just suck you of your energy and of your money, and they don't even like your ass like that. That's crazy. Could you imagine? I know I'm sure Sean Storm has other followers. You know, he has non-black followers and stuff. But to just straight up not like black people, and like I said, he was making comments about, you know, how Sean was ugly, and was it him that said Tasha was ugly or Armon? I feel like Storm and Armon have similar things with like misogynoir, where they just and featureism. They worship certain features and certain skin tones, and they just think that's the epitome of beauty. And that was one of the reasons why I stopped following Armon as well. And it's just like I like myself. I love myself. Like if you're gonna be like that, I don't need to listen to your shit because I don't feel that way and I don't agree with you. And I don't give a fuck. It's just like women who get mad about Chris Brown. Because Chris Brown don't like dark-skinned women or women who, you know, whose hair isn't curly. And child, why do you care? First of all, you support who you want to support. If Chris Brown hates y'all that much, why are you watching and listening to his shit? Period. Stop listening to him. We already know he's a whole, you know, abusive ass person out here. So that's one strike against him. Then you find out that he's colorist. Why are you still following him? And why are you complaining? I don't understand why people just dislike themselves that much. I've said this many times. Whenever I peep game and I see people come out their skin and say stuff when they're mad at other people, there's certain things that should never leave your mouth. Okay. It's just like if I have a white friend, this has never happened to me, and you're mad at me and you out here calling me the N-word, we're done. It's the same reason why I think that black people, you know, shouldn't be saying certain things to each other. Futurist, or, you know, when people are mad at somebody who's in the LGBT community, all of a sudden, you know, they're F words and D words. That's how you've always felt. I don't subscribe to the ideology that, no, you're the only you know, fat black bitch. I don't really mean that about the other people. I don't believe that shit. I believe that if you say certain things, that's how the fuck you feel. Okay? Therefore, I'm going to apply the law of generalization and assume that if you're out here calling other people nigger bitches, that's how the fuck you feel about me. So we're done. Like, I don't understand. Am I the only person who thinks like that? Y'all need to like pay attention to people and don't listen to the donkey story that I try to feed you. Hey Miss Brown baby. All right, let me get back to these comments because I was out here looking at the the street. Let me see. Oh, my son's ooh child. Let me hear read his comments. I'm looking at this my baby monitor. He lost a lot of subscribers. Good, as he should. Storm is very unhinged like Wiley. Absolutely. These people, they just exposing themselves, Jay. Seems like he has never been the same since his departure from Tasha K. And this is, Jay is like really, let me start this comment. Jay is making some excellent points here. I agree with all of this. And I do think that this is why he latched onto the Armon video. Now, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes when we experience hurt and pain from people and we find out that, somebody who's been through the same thing, we're going to latch onto that story. But at what point do you move on? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck. There's somebody I've fallen out with on here, and they did me dirty. And for a while, I was just like, anything that came across my desk, I'd be like, yeah, that bitch. And I would, I'd be writing comments and stuff like that. And then after a while, I was just like, you know what? Anybody who's dumb enough to get tangled with this dumb broad, you deserve that shit because there's mad evidence on here that she's trash. And I don't worry about it. I don't pay attention to what she does to people. If I hear about other people going through the same thing, oh, well, you're just in the slow bus. Just after a while, it's on you to move on. Like, you can't get to a certain place when you're just holding on, worrying about what some shit that somebody did to you. They did it. We acknowledge that they did it. We cuss their ass out. We don't fuck with them. But you know what? You don't need to be worried about every single person that they hurt after that because you've told your story and you know the truth. And you hope that people will not have to learn the hard way. But you don't have to search for stories like that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to comment on everything either to be like, I told y'all. How many times do I have to say this? I don't care. I'm not paying attention to that person or the people dumb enough to be around them. That's on them. A lovely one said, I didn't like Storm doing the Wonder Bread news, causing a divided. I stopped watching him more than 2 years ago. Child, you know what? It was funny because I've been up and down with Storm. For some reason, I'm subscribed to him, but back in the day, I wasn't like, and then every now and then I catch some of his stuff, but I haven't been, it's recently that I started watching him again. And then I was like, damn, what's going on? Just nasty. Exactly. Simple Living. It's gross. It's just really upset my stomach. Armon lost viewers after getting a Fox Soul canceled. And I didn't feel sorry for him either. I laughed about that because, see, that's what happens when you're a hating asshole. That's what happens when you're a hating asshole. And Sean had grew too much. Yes. And it's so sad because he's actually Sean's very talented. He's very funny. I don't know. I don't want to say I wish he didn't team up with Tasha K, but when people are doing well by themselves and they just tag team with people with like a shady history, I'm like, why? Did it really get you more subscribers? Did you really need? And then now, if you and this person falls out, they're going to try to take credit for your success, even though you were already successful. I just think it's weird. I think it's weird. Lovely day, all cray. I agree with y'all. King Pain isn't entertaining. Yeah, he's never been my cup of tea. Armon is a cokehead. Oh, that's why he'd be spazzing like that? Allegedly. And Storm could be on a substance also. Something is very dark in the air on all of them. They just seem embattled. Like, they're not happy. Oh, he's doing good, Miss Brown baby. He's sleeping. Child, he about to wake up and I gotta feed him. No, he's sweet. Who's sweet? Simple Living. Kingpin drags the topic for viewers to taking forever to get to the point I stopped watching. Some people like him. Like, I just never got into him, I don't want to, apart from the recent alleged things that we heard about him, I'm not going to hate on him. Some people, that's their cup of tea. They might like it. There's people I listen to, people can't stand. But, that's how it is. Sean Davie Way has a white... Baby, yes, he does. Storm had a white girlfriend in Arizona. Oh, okay, interesting. They shared something in common and brought it up. These drugs, child. Well, see, and so that's why at first when Sean was attacking Storm for being around white people, I'm like, okay, just because he has white friends doesn't mean he hates black people. That's stupid. Then I realized that that's not the point that Sean was making. He was just saying, like, if you listen to the recording, it really exposes some stuff about Storm, and it's sad. Storm didn't like white or Spanish. I'm guessing he's like, girl said they little to no competition. Child. They have dark souls. Yes, they do. And it just be coming out. Like, it's scary. It's when you see these people beefing, again, I don't want to seem fake. We all have our day when we get mad and we might want to put somebody in their place. But some of the stuff that be coming out of these people's mouths, I'm like, how do you sleep at night? Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody had said some stuff about me and my child, like right after giving birth, and I came back to YouTube, and I didn't have no issues with the person. I don't even talk. I mean, I don't have issues, like I don't fuck with them, but they just kept bringing up my name and posting me on the community wall and stuff. And then they said something about your child is dead to me. Like, that's when they fucked up. Then they mentioned my child, and then that's when we had to get to the altar work. And ever since then, I've seen that person hasn't posted me. I've seen that they've left me the fuck alone. Okay? Because I had to do some shamalama ding dong on that ass. And it's just like, the point I'm making here is don't fuck with people's children. Like, how do you sleep at night when you are bringing people's innocent kids into arguments? I don't understand that. I don't understand the depths that some people will go to. Because I know for me, I don't play that shit. Okay, I'm not going to do it to you. I'm not going to bring up your children. Don't the fuck do it to me. Because that's when you're going to get messed up. Anyway, moving right along. When whites see us disrespecting each other in these derogatory, they use the same rhetoric. Absolutely. You teach people how to treat you. So if you out here calling people ninjas, well, not even just ninjas, but ninjas with the hard ER, and all that shit. How do of course they're going to use any excuse they can to disrespect your ass. That don't make it right. But I don't think some of the content creators are thinking about this either. They can't be that naive to think it's only black people following them. Like, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. I absolutely believe that there's always subsets of people who are going to follow you that you may never know, that you may be surprised, that listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody drops down and is in the chat, and you just never know. And that's why it's, I don't know, but again, they exposing themselves when they be saying stuff. So Tasha K is, I forgot what sign that is. I should know that. I can't remember. We ain't perfect, but we come from the heart. Tasha is very vindictive, but she truly did try to help Storm. And I believe that. I think Jay summarized that perfectly. Yes, Tasha K is vindictive. She got some shortcomings. But you know what? I do think she did try to help Storm. I think to have somebody move in with you, you have to have a level of trust for them to come live with you, because I ain't doing that. Now a male, fill me in what sign that is. I should know this. I'm cutting off and leaving you be. J Mac as well. They could be angels or devils. You pick your poison. Tasha K. Pisces, yes. And Pisces are also very intuitive, aren't they? They're very intuitive. They're very spiritual. Tasha K is good for the culture, but she isn't perfect. Her formula is working, and she's kicking the doors down for people coming from behind her. And I do agree, I absolutely agree with that. There's a lot of things I don't agree with that she's done, but we can't take away the fact that Tasha K has built her empire, and she has paved the way for a lot of people to get into certain spaces. And I think it's just her ego that gets in the way. She can be vindictive, but there are a lot of good qualities about her. She's still making her content. She has her own platform. There's a lot of positive things about her, and that it's just, I don't know. I think, again, I didn't go through what those people went through, but I think when you go to the extremes of exposing private and personal details, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. You can cuss each other off, you can drag each other, but it's certain things you shouldn't be doing. Why are you talking about, Tasha K getting digged down by her man? First of all, that's not a read. Y'all just let us know, Storm, that Tasha K is going to sleep happy every night. That's what you did. You just made it more better for her. Okay. So people that's hating on her and stuff, It's just weird. I don't understand Pisces. J Mac, what sign is that? So I can stay away from them and avoid dragging you to court for any missing money. Money too tight to mention. Yeah, lovely one to be tripping. Lovely one's hilarious. J Mac, Pisces are very spiritual, intuitive, but these days you can't let people in your space. Yes, child. Yes, it's wild. I was listening to this reader and she was saying that because Pisces, they talk about how they're naturally intuitive and spiritual. And then she was talking about how Virgos are actually like that, but they don't get a lot of credit for that. That's not what you hear first about Virgos. So I thought that was interesting. I'm a Virgo. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Because I don't hear that when I see the general charts and things like that. But yeah, I just think this is crazy. I think that everybody needs to take a step back, take a breather, collect themselves. They just went off the deep end just a little bit. And this is what I mean by, like, I don't even know if Tasha's even responded to Armon. Armon started with this response, and then ever since then, it's just been chaos and pandemonium. And I don't know where this is going to go. But one thing I know is they don't forget. The internet never forgets. Okay, when people be saying stuff, yeah, it's wild. JMX is lovely. Every Pisces aren't the same. I don't disclose when I am or told to share what people confide in. A lovely one says, Pisces are batshit crazy, money hungry, and super selfish. It's their world. We just happen to be in it. Y'all are wild. See, I know that there's negative aspects to every sign, but I cannot stand when people be like, yeah, just throw all of this sign away. Like, who is it? I've been seeing one of the people that I actually getting dragged is Aquarius men. Aquarius in general keeps getting dragged. Every time I go to LSA, they just be dragging the dog shit out of the Aquarius people. And I kind of think about Aquarius people a little different. They say Aquarius people are selfish and everything revolves around them, similar to what Lovely was saying. And it's wild because my brother-in-law is Aquarius. And I'm like, do I see any of these things in him? I don't spend a lot of time with him because he lives in the States. But I think he's a real cool dude and he's innovative and, he's definitely about stacking his paper. But yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting reading stuff about people because I do think there's general things that are true about certain groups, but then sometimes people just like latch on to the negative aspects and forget that there's positive aspects. Just like so with my sign Virgo, people love Virgo women, but I hear a lot of mean stuff about Virgo men, and I have run into a few Virgo men, and yeah. I can understand. Sometimes why people feel the way that they feel. But I still try my best to not, throw them all in the same basket, But what else happened? I'm trying to think. And I don't want to include the politics stuff in this video because some people don't really like to talk about politics. So we'll do a separate video for that. But child, it's getting cray-cray out here. It's getting cray-cray. That's all I got for y'all. I don't watch, that's the only drama that I've really paid attention to recently. And I just really, really wanted to come on here and make a video. Because I was like, this is too juicy. There is too much, but Lovely One is right. No, was it Lovely One or was it Simple Living? Whoever it was, y'all were right. We have bigger fish to fry. There are some things going down around here. And we got to pay attention, okay? Because it's serious. It's getting serious out here. So anyway, anybody else have any other thoughts about any of this drama concerning any of the people that I mentioned so far? Child, I know people are going to be mad because I had dragged Rico, but I don't give a fuck. Because sometimes you just need to let sleeping dogs lie. There's just certain stories that I'm just like, I've heard this 50 fucking times. How many times do you need to hear this story? It's not juicy anymore. This is old cold brew. Get over it. I think that's like why I've successfully been able to avoid the beef sector in the last few months, because it's like every time you go back, it's always the same shit. Sometimes there's a new storyline, but it's just like, without fail, if you sit long enough, it always comes back around to some shit that happened 5 years ago or 6 years ago. And I'm just like, y'all don't got nothing better to do. Y'all don't got nothing else to talk about. This is stupid. I have 3 of them in my family, so for y'all. Lovely. I have a sister and we're not the same. We will shoot you dead. Oop. She's selfish and mean as fuck. No, me is totally different, so I get where you're coming from. J Mac Captain for Pisces. I don't know. I don't have any Pisces people in my life. I'm trying to think. Like, not, like I don't think I have any friends or family members that I'm off the top of my head that is Pisces. I just know that about them. Unless I'm wrong. Okay, is Chocolate Bay Pisces? I can't remember. Chocolate Bay might be a Pisces, but I don't know. Or same thing with Scorpio gets a bad rap. But I've had, my sister is a Scorpio, and I don't think she hits most of the traits that people are afraid of. And I had 2 friends, I don't know how, they were both married and they were Scorpios. And they were awesome people. They were awesome people. Now I will say, if you get on my sister's bad side, then it's hell to pay. But you know, yeah. Oh, Chocolate Bay said we're the best. Yeah, Chocolate Bay said we're the best. See, I did remember he is a Pisces. Chocolate Bay is cool. I'm down. So I don't know. I haven't encountered, unless I'm just not remembering. I haven't encountered, at least I don't have anybody else in my life that like get me away from them. They're Pisces. I know that Mercury retrograde is coming up, y'all. I believe it starts in the beginning of August. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, beginning of August. I think the first week it starts, and I think it goes until not the very end of August, but almost. So pay attention to that, because some people actually think that it's like the Mercury grade shadow that caused the big outage and chaos that's happened this last week. With I think some people did people get their power back? I know that there's a lot of flights that were affected and stuff. I didn't experience any of that where I live. And some of y'all probably didn't either. So I don't know if it's just some parts of the US. Jay said I can't be getting gutter like Medea. You are a trip, Jay. Jay is wild. So yeah, y'all watch out for that. And I think there was the full moon just happened. That was on Sunday, but I don't remember what sign it's in. I don't remember if it was. I keep hearing people talk about Leos, but I don't know if that's accurate. Anywho, child, that's all I got for y'all. I don't know when I'll be back, but pretty soon I'll be more consistent. We're upon that time. I would say, or probably like 2 weeks out from me, hopefully being able to go live every week, getting back to my videos. I really miss it. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. And I just miss doing content. I really, really like talking with you guys, hearing what you have to say, and just, listen to how people feel now. It is going to get a little crazy because it is moving into election season. So I'm going to try my best to keep things separate as much as possible, so that if people don't want to hear that, because some people are protecting themselves. I'm not mad at y'all. Some people don't really want to talk about it, not because they don't care, but because they don't. That's how they protect their peace. Some people just want to be, they don't want to hear about it or be about that. So I don't want to like mess up people's peace, Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed my time with you. I really enjoyed this live. I just thank God for being here with me, and for dropping down, spilling tea and talking and sharing how you feel. I appreciate y'all so much. I miss this, and so I want to do it more often. Just give me a couple more weeks, and then we're gonna be back in business. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers, but most importantly, thank you to the people that's been here, even though my ass hasn't been consistent. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate y'all for sticking it out, because it's been, adjusting to parenthood. I mean, it's beautiful. I wouldn't trade it, but he's definitely my priority. And but now, he's a little older, so I think I can get away with a little bit more. Anyway, I love y'all. I hope you have a good day. What's today? Wednesday? Child, I'm losing track of the days. Today is Wednesday. I hope y'all have a super fabulous Wednesday. I'm gonna be keeping my ears to the street with this drama and seeing if anything else pops off with these dudes. What a mess. I'll see y'all soon. Have a good rest of the day. Big hugs. I'll talk to you later. Bye.